that's currently in a position to go on the road for the first week of the playoffs, and we assume it's either going to be Seattle or San Francisco. It's going to be one of those two, maybe. Yeah. Visiting Irv's Cowboys or the Eagles, but that's further down the road. Yep. Let's talk about today's game. The Niners defense and the Saints offense, which unit has the advantage today,
Well,
Steve?
let's cherry pick, okay?
Please.
And I'm going to say the Niners defense has the advantage. You got a banged up offensive line with the Saints, Armstead and Andres Pete over there on the left side. And then at home, it's going to be nice and quiet for Drew Brees to make his calls. Well, that means it's quiet for the defense to make all their adjustments, too, to all these formations. Take away their big guy, Michael Thomas. It's easier said than done, but a lot of his catches are short. How about this guy, Fred Warner? Is he your cousin? He was the defensive player of the month. He sets the front, and he does a heck of a job, man. He's coming up. They get a lot of help also from their offense. They have a ball control offense. They score a lot of points. They have a lot of clock time, make first downs, keep Drew Brees over by the Gatorade. So this Niners defense now, I think, has the big advantage.
I'm going to give the advantage to the Niners defense as well. And as you mentioned, I think it starts up front. You got all those great playmakers up front against a beat-up offensive line. But then I think you go to the back end, and Michael Thomas is phenomenal. And somehow, some way, he's going to find his way to 8, 9, 10 catches in this game. But when I look at the 49ers, I say, that's who I'm taking away, Michael. I'm focused on that guy. Who else is going to beat me? And now I know Alvin Kamara is back and healthy, but he doesn't seem to be going like we've seen him in the past. He hasn't had that big breakout game yet. They're going to need him to play extremely well if they're going to win this game. But I just don't know if the Saints have enough weapons to attack this secondary either with that pass rush coming. How are they going to score all those points, Michael?
Yeah, and Kurt, you talk about it, and I find that interesting, Rich, that you brought up. He was 1-6 against teams with 10 wins. I mean, he's 6-1 against the #1 defense in his career, so you can reverse those numbers. But I got to give the advantage to the 49ers defense, too, just because they must have waking up this morning and said, oh, my God, thank you, Father. The last 4 games, they had to chase Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, and Lamar Jackson. They're like, oh, we get to lick our fingers and get right to Drew Brees. He's going to take a 3, 5, or 7 steps drop. He's not going anywhere. You're the #1 team. You're #2 team against the sack, getting sacks. Let's go and get some sacks. That's how they must feel this morning.
Let me just say, Drew Brees gets it out way faster than all those other guys, too. So that's how you have to counter it. You're not going to move.
Right.
Just get it out of your hands.
But that's why when we talked earlier, Coach, I said you got to get up on Michael Thomas. You got to slow him down. Press him so Drew Brees holds on to the ball just a little while longer so you can get to those spots.
And they won't have a guy like Richard Sherman travel with him. Richard pretty much stays on that left side over there. So they're going to share the responsibility in stopping Michael Thomas. I'm sure this guy right here, Richard Sherman, would love to travel with the best guy, but they don't do that with him.
Yeah, and then they go home after they stayed in Florida after losing in Baltimore. They stayed in Florida, and then so they're going to go home, take on the Falcons, and then a Saturday night game right here on NFL Network against the Rams before finishing up in Seattle. It's a lot at stake. It's so much fun. It's so wide open. While over in the AFC, the Patriots.
What part of Florida did they stay in?
Are currently in the 2 seed, and if they win at home, they clinch a playoff berth. If the Chiefs win, then they'll be scoreboard watching to see how the Titans are faring in Oakland. If the Titans win and the Chiefs win, then the AFC West belongs to Kansas City. Mike Giardi's in Gillette for this late window Sunday Week 14 game.
What part of Florida did they stay in?
Thank you, Rich. In the aftermath of the Patriots win the AFC title game over the Chiefs, it dawned on Tom Brady that he didn't get a chance to talk to Patrick Mahomes after the game. So Brady left the locker room, sought out Mahomes, and tell him what a wonderful player he is. Brady says he sees things that most quarterbacks don't. And he said, even though I don't really know him, I felt like I do because I watch him so much. That respect is mutual. Mahomes saying, look, Tom Brady knows more about this game, and he's still playing at an incredibly high level. He's presented with the fact that maybe this might be the last time they meet today. He said, no, Tom Brady's going to be playing for a long time. Now, for more on Brady, here's Ian Rappaport.
Well, Giardi, Tom Brady was limited in practice this week. No big deal. He is going to play today. but being limited in practice has changed things for the Patriots. And from what I understand, he probably has sat out more practice time just to rest, recharge, make sure he is fully healthy than he has in recent memory. And that has had a significant impact on this offense. In fact, that is one reason potentially why the receivers and why Tom Brady have struggled to get on the same page. He just has not worked with them on the field as much as he has in the past. Meanwhile, inside the building, I am told Brady has spent an incredible amount of time with these young receivers. I'm told by one source it is the most leadership that Tom Brady has showed in a very long time. So yes, it is December and the Patriots are struggling. But remember, they were in the same exact position last year.
Shotgun snap to Brady. Throw into the end zone. Ball's tipped and it lands incomplete.
2 gross losses.
Are we witnessing the end of the Patriots dynasty?
This is not the dominant Patriots team that we've seen in the past.
Every time we think the Patriots can't go on forever, it goes on forever. Throw to the left, intercepted. I don't know whether to blame the throw or the route. Brady fires it out of the end zone, incomplete. Somebody blew it. The Pats have got to find some answers. We don't get fooled again.
Excellent choice of Who music right there. Won't get fooled again as conversations about Brady's age and is the torch being passed and are the Patriots finally susceptible to what normally tears another team asunder that has an aging quarterback.
Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just that we've been down this road before, and if it needs any more crystallizing. If they do get beat by Kansas City, causing all of this to get even louder, the drumbeat even louder, guess who they move on to next week on the schedule?
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
On to Cincinnati. Wow,
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So figuratively,
Great segue.
Oh, yeah. So we could be discussing this again next week.
Isn't that exactly how it played out when he said that? Wasn't it against Kansas City?
Yeah.
When they got blown out?
Yes, Kurt. The answer is yes. That said, I am mandated to ask a topic bar when it's put down on the screen.
Ask
I'm a lead pipe wielding professional. Will the Patriots fix their problems by the playoffs, Kurt Warner?
Will they fix them? Can they? Yes. Showed that earlier.
That's why the question says
I
will,
know.
not
I
can.
believe that they can.
Answer the question.
I need to know what exactly the problem is. And that, to me, is where...
You're the expert, Kurt.
Well, I'm watching the film, and I'm going, okay, why are we not throwing it to these guys that are open? And so if we're going to keep going back to this idea of trust, is it a trust thing? Are you not sure they're going to break at 8 yards when they're supposed to break at 8 yards? Are you not sure they're going to run the right route when they're supposed to run the right route? Is that what the problem is? Because I'm seeing guys open. Tom's not patient enough to wait for him. He's not going to the right side. He's forcing it to guys that maybe he's more comfortable with. All I know is Gronk's not walking back into that building, right? He's not walking through that door. So you're not going to have that guy that you say, oh, I know he's going to be where he's supposed to be. I'm going to throw it to him because he's going to make a play for me. You're not going to have that guy. So you've got to figure out if this is a trust issue. You've got to trust when they give you no reason to trust. I used to say that. Offensive line struggling. I can't worry about whether they're going to block the right guy. I got to trust them, even if they haven't given me a reason to trust them. If you're Tom Brady, you got to believe they're going to be where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. Read the defense, let the ball go. You've got to be able to trust them, because right now there are a lot of issues going on that I see that go, okay, you're not trusting them, but it's not having any kind of success because there's guys open and you're not making it happen.
What, Coach?
You sound like you're going to chime in.
No, I'm not chiming.
You give him that smirk.
No, because it is Groundhog Day. Like, literally, I feel like Bill Murray trying to smash the clock right now.
Well,
but it is the current day, and we don't know what we don't know.
But it's different this year. It is. Now, none of you guys are musicians, okay? But I ask you, how do you get
How do you know?
How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Right, Puma? Okay. But you know what? You got, when you talk about the passing game, it's different than the run game. You don't just hand the ball off and follow those big guys. The passing game takes time to develop, to sync up, to be precise, and to be accurate with timing. You just talked about it. Missing throws he never did before. Well, look at their receiving core. You're right. Gronk's not coming back. That I know of, all right? But you draft a guy, N'Keal Harry, from Arizona State, where Herm Edwards is over there. And you know what? He misses 9 games. Now he's back. He's a new guy. Mohamed Sanu, he's a new guy. Jacoby Myers, he's a new guy. Ben Watson, he just showed up. He's a new guy to them this year. He's got all these guys that are like new, and it's changing parts. And now Tom's not even practicing because he's got an elbow, I guess. So you're talking about practicing the passing game. It's out of whack because they don't practice it enough consistently. Now, if they can all stay healthy in this month of December and into the playoffs, they got a chance to make that better. But right now, the only constants are Julian Edelman and James White.
I mean, listen, I watched that XO, Kurt, and those guys were open. I mean, what do you have to trust? Just throw the ball. Throw the ball. Those guys are open. And Coach, you're talking about he's not practicing. Why is he coming over yelling at somebody else? I need him to have a mirror on the sideline, a mirror. And when he misses a throw, come look in the mirror and say, come on, Tom, you got to make a better throw than that. You can't. I'm sick and tired of you getting on these receivers, looking right in the camera, telling the receiver, move quicker, be faster. He doesn't even know what quick and fast is. I need him to have a mirror and talk to Tom Brady about getting on the practice field and making sure he hits the open man. And so we can stop always making excuses because we've seen such greatness out of Tom Brady. And hopefully we'll see more greatness out of Tom Brady. But maybe we should be prepared that if they're going to get to a Super Bowl, they will win this with defense and special teams because Tom Brady, elbow, age, missing play, whatever is not the same Tom Brady that he's been in his career.
Did Peyton Manning not win his last Super Bowl?
He won his
in
last
that
Super Bowl.
exact recipe.
Right, and under that same recipe. So it's still possible. It's still possible. I don't know how probable it is.
Well, let's just bottle this, cap it, okay? After today, when they move on to Cincinnati, win or loss, and then they come home and finish up against the Bills and the Dolphins, and then potentially we have to let that bottle sit there on the shelf first weekend in January, just aging a little bit, like Tom Brady. Yeah. Then we uncork it.
That was a good.
Okay? We uncork
Like fine wine.
We uncork it when somebody has got to come in their building and try and beat them and knock them off and one and done them in the 2019 playoffs. We'll see what the answer to this question is and if you're a T.I. Red and all of that.
All right, now, it's the one game in their building.
Okay.
But get that mirror on the side.